Hello, everybody. It's me, Teresa, again. Strictly Stitchy here on Flosstube and Instagram. And this is my second Flosstube, episode number 2. Oh my gosh, who am I? I get to say episode number 2. Like, this is a real thing. And it is. Okay, before we get started, you'll see that I've got a lot of projects over here. Today is going to be a WIPGO project parade. I wanted to show you all 24 projects that I have on my WIPGO board. And I'll go into WIPGO in just a minute. First, I want to just address the giant elephant in the room. You'll notice that I don't have directions. I've got spider bites on my face, which tells me that I slept with a spider. And I don't know how I feel about that, except for ultimately creeped out. And I'm glad I was asleep because I might have peed my pants. Let's just be honest. And the other major elephant in the room is the hair. Let's just pretend like I like it to look like this, and then we'll all be good. And the third elephant is, I noticed when I watched a couple little clips of my video last time that the shadow that is my upper lip was very obvious, so I'm just going to point out and tell you what that is. A few summers ago, I had a pretty nasty fall while on vacation, and I scraped up my face and all the skin on my lip, and so all the new skin grew back. It was in the heat of summertime, and all my new baby skin got ultra pigmented, sun damaged, in other words. So this is actually a mustache of 10 bazillion freckles. And anyway, so if you're wondering, yes, I have a mustache, but it's not the kind of mustache you think of. It looks like a big dirt mustache of, it's freckles. It's a million bazillion freckles. And, you know, it's just something I have to live with now. And it's kind of a fun memory of a vacation in an odd way. So I'm just going to choose to look at the bright side of that. And then my hair, it does what it wants. So I just let it go. Okay, so today, Liberty is conked out in the back there, right there. If she wakes up, I'll have her come say hello. We went out for some hikes and some runs and all sorts of stuff today, so we're both a little bit sweaty and dirty. Well, she's not sweaty because I don't think dogs sweat, but she's obviously, well, she heard her name in her sleep. So if we see her moving and twitching, she still does that with the puppy dreams. She's so cute. We went to a giant dog park out here yesterday too, so she's just completely worn out. And it's 75 and sunny April 24th here in Seattle. Well, I live in Bothell, by the way. Bothell, Washington, which is a northeastern suburb of Seattle. So if you're familiar with the area, hi, here I am, all up here. Okay, so now that all the elephants have been addressed, I want to say a very, very heartfelt thank you to so many of you. Everyone who left me a comment, which, I mean, I think there's at least 60 or 70 comments down there, and I tried to heart and reply to every single one. So as far as I know, I got everybody. But if you feel like I didn't see your comment, shoot, I'm so sorry. I tried so hard. I noticed that sometimes they were a little bit out of order on there, and I always checked the app through I get the little notifications through my phone versus my computer. So anyway, I tried to acknowledge and say thank you to everybody because I have to say every single comment just absolutely made my day. Nobody was mean. Nobody said anything rude. Everybody was so kind and sweet, and I really appreciated it. And it turns out I'm not the only one who bobbinates silk, so happy. And nobody called the police. And I didn't see any demerits from any of the cross-stitch police that's out in the community, so I was kind of hoping for that in a weird, sick way because I wanted to see, like, who actually would say something. But nobody did. Everyone was super nice, and so thank you so much. I do plan to continue to make videos because it was really fun for me to make the last one. I love the show and tell aspect. My mom got a kick out of it. Hey, Mom! She actually shared it on our Facebook feed, so I was totally mortified. I mean, number one, I forgot that she followed me on Instagram. So that's just for starters. So that's how she knew that I even did it. I was trying to be all like low key and like my real life friends and family, not know. But whoops, there went that. Anyway, I'm not mad, Mom, I promise. Thank you for being proud of me and for posting it and watching. And I love you. So thank you. And that's anyway, I do plan on making a few more videos. So if you want to subscribe, please do, because how fun is that? I made a lot of friends over the last couple of weeks. People between the comments and then reaching out to me on Instagram. I got quite a few really nice DMs. People aren't kidding when they join Flosstube and say that this community is the best, because I already knew it was the best, but now I really truly know. I mean, I like firsthand know. So with that, I want to say a really, really special, heartfelt thank you for a few very special people that between Instagram and Flosstube, they gave me some really nice shout outs and led quite a few of my new friends my way, which was really nice. So first is I took some notes so I wouldn't forget anybody. And if somebody did send someone my way and I didn't mention it, it's just because I don't know. I didn't see it. So I'm not snubbing or anything like that. So if you came from somebody, please let me know so I can thank them. Okay, so the first was Samantha, the Hugo Stitcher, and she and I both have black labs. She lives in Canada, I think. Her lab is a little bit older than mine, but they both have crazy run faces. And once you're just a lab person, I mean, you just instantly bond not only with dog people, but the labs. They're just, well, I don't know if you've had a lab that's as high energy as Liberty, although don't believe her. She's totally gaslighting us right now, acting like all she does is sleep. But we have to get her worn out. If I want to sleep at night, this needs to happen. Anyway, so Samantha, thank you so much. It was so nice to have that shout out on Instagram. I really appreciate it. And she has a floss tube as well, you guys. She is absolutely wonderful, a very sweet person, and she works on very beautiful projects. And she actually got me into I didn't know I was all about the Hugo lifestyle. I didn't know it had a name. So if you go watch her first video, she kind of talks about what Hugo is. And I actually got some Audible books about it so I could learn more about it. So it's pretty interesting. And of course, Melanie from Melly Ellie Stitches. Melanie, thank you so much for your sweet shout out. Absolutely grateful for our friendship, and I appreciate it. And I know several of you came by way of Melanie, so thank you. And Betsy from Betsy Klager, sorry. If you don't know who she is, she's also a floss tuber and is on Instagram, very friendly. So thank you, Betsy, for saying hi and letting me know you came from Melanie. She said anyone who's a friend of Melanie's is a friend of hers. So Mel, you got a lot of good friends out there. Okay, and then I almost fell over when I was watching one of my favorite floss tubers, who's Cynthia Brew, Stitching in the Light, and I had no idea that she had given me a shout out, and I watched her video and almost fell on the floor. So thank you, Cynthia. That was so nice of you to mention me on your video, and then you later tagged me on Instagram. So it was so nice of you. So thank you so much. I really admire Cynthia, and she's been through a heck of a lot in the last couple years, and still comes on to Flosstube with just beautiful work, smile, warm heart, and I just, what is not to love and admire? So thank you, Cynthia. And then new to me, Flosstubers, I had never seen their channel, so I was super excited for somebody to tell me about Kim and Jade from Small Town Needleworks, and they're also here on Flosstube. So I will post a link. So I watched a couple of their videos. Thank you, ladies. That was so nice of you to mention me, and now I found a new channel. So thank you so much. And then, of course, last but absolutely not least, and I almost fell out of my chair yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday, because I always, if I see a video from Olivia, like I'm on it. And so I watched Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, and she made me laugh. So we're sort of neighbors, and she's in Oregon, Hey, Olivia. She liked that I called her one cool chick, and she said nobody had ever called her that before. And I'm just like, how is that even possible? Because she's super cool. So if you haven't ever seen Olivia at Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, and you're missing out. So you should definitely go check her out. Not only does she do beautiful stitching, she's an amazing quilter, and I had no idea about Civil War reproduction fabrics until I discovered her a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and hooked. It's my absolute favorite style of quilts and fabrics. I love it all, but I really do like the Civil War reproduction stuff. Anyway, thanks, Olivia, for your really nice shout out. I couldn't believe it. So, and then I would be so remiss if I didn't thank Dyann, the woodpecker's daughter on Instagram, my friend Dyann. She was sure to let me know anytime she saw that somebody had said something. And so she would kept me on my toes throughout the week too. And it was really fun because she was celebrating all of the nice things people were saying with me. So thanks, Dyann. I love you. You're so nice. You're just the best boon companion there ever was. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, let's get stitching here because this is a serious video, legit. And this is going to show you quite a bit of my range of eclecticness. I like everything. I literally like everything in the realm of stitching, from, like the most, I don't know, I hate to say pedestrian, but, just simple stuff, right? Just simple things that are just, I don't know. Pedestrian is such the wrong word. So now I feel bad. Like I need to learn how to edit so I can go back and say that out, because just stuff like when you're a beginner, I guess, is really more what I mean. So I love me an Ada kit. I love kits. So there's a couple of those in here. And, definitely stuff that are really good, that would be great for a beginner. And then up to, like, I've got a couple Hades in here, which I don't know what I'm thinking with those. And I don't think they're going to end up as UFOs some days, but they're definitely not my passion. So I have them on my WIPGO for that purpose only. And then I've just got everything in between. Lots of holiday, Christmas, and then up to samplers and things like that. So I've got it all. It's a whole mix. I love it all. There's people who have a definite style or aesthetic, and I do not. So, and I feel sometimes bad about it because I'm like, I really don't feel like I have this developed sense of je ne sais quoi, but I don't care. I like it all. So I stitch it all. Let's see here. So let's go ahead. Last time I showed you my super fancy WIPGO board. What is WIPGO? WIPGO is a thing that was thought of by Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And I'm going to try to remember to link her Flosstube below. She's also on Instagram. I'll try to link both. Everybody I mention, I'm going to try to link. Anyway, I'm not fancy, so I just took a little piece of paper out of my notebook and drew the board. You can see I made a couple changes because I do everything in permanent ink. And then the little letters up by WIPGO also say Kit Go. I have a lot of projects that are also kitted up, so I decided that when I finished a goal on the whips that I would start something new to kind of get rid of some of my kits and kind of move them over into the whip pile. So I'm not going to go through those projects today because that would just be really too much. So we'll go through those another time. But anyway, so the Kit Go projects are the ones that are in parentheses in the same thing, in the same box as the whip. And then number 13, the free space, is a new start. So there were only 24 projects I'm going to show you today. And if you want to learn more about WIPGO, I will try to find the specific video from this year that Jessie Marie put out, which was a really nice video that can teach you more about WIPGO. And then she has a nice Facebook group as well. I will see if I can find that group and link it as well. I don't do Facebook very often, but I will see what I can do. So there we have it. So how I'm going to start it is I'm going to start with ones in order of how they were called this year. She calls 2 a month. And then I'm just going to start with number 1, which was Ann Thomas. So once everything that's been highlighted is shown, I'm going to just start with number 1 and then go in numerical order that way. And I wanted to show you that as WIPGO ends, and I know that I have quite a lot of work to still perform on them, I add them to my next year WIPGO in the order that I've done it. So as you can see, I've had no finishes, and I plan on taking everything through my same goal for next year, which is going to be 10 days and at least an hour each. You guys, I'm so sorry about this ring light. It is possessed. I could turn it off. We'll see if it gets too weird. But anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So the first one is called Stormtrooper Sugar Skull, which is by Stitch Area, who is a shop on Etsy. So this is for my best friend. This is a gift I'm making for her. We've been best friends for 34 years. She loves Star Wars. And right before COVID, the Halloween before COVID, I had a really fun, big Halloween party, and her husband showed up as Sugar Skull skeletons. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, she was the most beautiful. It was a Sugar Skull bride and groom, because they had just gotten married that year. And so she made the most beautiful Sugar Skull bride. So, her beautiful self as a Sugar Skull and her love for Star Wars. I mean, this is just a no brainer. So what do you call that? No brainer. So I am stitching this on, let's see, what am I stitching it on? 32 count antique white Jobelin. Uh-oh, there we go. Let me get this piece of paper behind it. I'll get better at holding up my projects, guys, I promise. I made really good progress on this during my 10-day stint with this. It's really cool. And I'm just using DMC 310 for this. She is going to love it. Sorry that the needle minder is just right in the middle. Jane Eyre. I like those book needle minders. You'll see a couple of those probably through my projects. Anyway, isn't this so cool? I love it so much. And it's pretty fun to stitch too, actually. So I cannot wait to get done with this. I don't know if I'm going to finish this year. It would be really cool if I could finish it for her for Christmas. But anyway, there's still quite a bit to go on it. As you can see, there's the whole chin area. There's quite a bit of stitching left on that. But I really love this project. And I'm just going to kind of clean as I go up, guys, because with 24 projects, I'm going to lose track of something, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, I think that is just a super cool project. I cannot wait to be done with it for her. There's quite a few, almost all of the projects I'm doing as gifts are on WIPGO, so I could make some real projects or some real progress on the projects. So the second one is actually a gift from my niece, Evelyn, my apple of my eye, love of my life, my sweet little niece. She loves unicorns. So this is going to be the Unicorn Tapestry by Tiny Modernist. Isn't that so beautiful? Okay, I'm going to show you where I'm at on this. This is actually a really, really fun project to stitch. I was a little intimidated by all of the tiny, tiny, tiny little elements on it, and I'll show you what I mean. Here. Look, I didn't even finish it. I was so ready to be done with it after the 10-day stint with it. I have a hanging thread in that other flag. But do you see all those teeny, teeny, tiny little guys? And then what about this fox over here? Oops. Ah, there, this fox. Cute! Look at him! Oh my gosh. So beautiful. I've seen quite a few people working on this. I'm actually stitching this on some fabric from Bestitch Me. This is from Brandy. I'll try to remember to link some of my favorite vendors below. My brain kind of goes to mush, and I didn't really want to rewatch my video last time, so I didn't link a lot of things I don't think that I meant to. But this is a 36 count linen. The color is called Escape. And I think this was part of the Fabric of the Month Club with Brandy at Bestitch Me. I'll show you her little card so you can see. Brandy has a fabric and a silk floss club. Becca at Sambry Stitches just started designing, and I believe that her designs are using Becca's, excuse me, Brandy's floss and fabric, which is so wonderful. And Becca's designs are so cool. She's doing a series of Sasquatch. So if you're into the Sasquatch thing and love fun little projects like that, go check her out. I'm going to link her below too. Try to remember too. She's a local Pacific Northwest gal as well. Okay, so the next project, that again was for my niece. Now this project is all for me. And let's see, it would have taken me forever to prepare everything, so my apologies that it's a little bit discombobulated. But if I would have taken the time to fully prepare everything, this video wouldn't have happened. So here we go. Here's Quaker Pumpkins by Hello from Liz Matthews. I mean, raise your hand if you just die over Liz's work. I just died. She's remarkable. She comes from a long line of talented ladies. Her mom is Kathy Barrick. And then her mom and her aunt did carriage house sampling stuff together. It was incredible. So, you know, all of you out there stitching on Hawk Run Hollow stuff. Anyway, so I have a lot of projects on the go by Liz. Because her work is just, talk about right up my alley. Okay, so this, let me just fold this in half here, and I think that will be good enough. I'm pretty happy with my progress during my stitchy time with this for WIPGO. I actually had to frog a ton of it out, and then I restitched it. I got really off on one of the Quaker pumpkins, and I'm like, I love the look of Quakers, but it's not as easy for me as it seems, as it maybe should be. I don't know. That needle binder is so fun. I got him from I think Autumn Lane Stitchery, I think is what it's called. I think the wife of that husband and wife duo is the one who makes the needle binders. I could be wrong. I'm stitching this exactly as is everything called for in terms of floss. I am stitching the All Hallows Eve. A few people have changed it so it could be more seasonal, be out for longer seasonal. I can't. Sorry. Seasonability, I don't know, but just out longer than just for Halloween. But I mean, if it were up to me, I'd celebrate Halloween every day of every year because candy, duh. It's actually one of my favorite holidays because of candy. I am stitching this on 40 count toasted coconut by Color and Cotton. I love the fabric. And then, oopsies, all of the called for weeks as well. Look at that beautiful palette. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. I love Halloween, autumn, fall, all of it. Thanksgiving. My actual favorite holiday is Easter. Because Easter is just so special to me, and also candy. I eat a lot of candy. You may not have noticed. Certain things may or may not give it away. I won't say what. You just tell me if you noticed. If you also like candy. And if you like candy, why don't you tell me what your favorite candy is? I love chocolate because, you know, it's chocolate. But even more, I love things like Mike and Ike's. stuff like that. They're so yummy. Okay, the next project is a really neat project by Thistles. It's called Fairy Woolly Winter. Let's see. There we go. Oops, sorry about the glare. It's an actual photo, so I'm not even going to take it out because it'll still be glared even with or without the plastic. But Fairly Woolly Winter. Did I say fairly? Fairy Woolly Winter. Those sheep are so cute. This is an interesting project, you guys. I saw it and I'm like, you know what? That is so different. I have to stitch it. And let's see here. I don't even know what I'm stitching it on. Oh, I think it's the kind of fabric that is printed on one side and not the other, and it's the gray one. I think Fabric Flare is the name of it. Let's see. Oh, I know what I can do. So it's gonna be big and long. Smoky night. I don't know. You guys are probably yelling it out at me. Look at how pretty that is. It's a very ornate, lots of bands on this one. So I basically got the top 3 bands done and then a lot of the border. I'm doing the border as I go. It's a lot of repetitive stitching and so far it's been really full coverage. And I'm using all of the called for floss on this. So if you see, that's where I'm at there. And so I'm about to come down to Bring Frost and do the first little sheepy poo right there. So it's such a cool pattern, you guys. I don't believe it's out of print. So we've got a mix of, oh, it looks like it's all gentle art. So somehow I managed to get my hands on all of the gentle art colors. There might be a sub, but I don't think so. Anyway, I really love this project. It's one of those that's going to take a very, very long time to get it all done. I haven't been showing the bags I've been storing everything in. Because I'll bring all these out again at some point, and I don't want to add too much time to the video, but I will say that most of them are from Tara, the 805 Stitcher, and not all of them, but most of them. And one thing I wanted to mention is you probably noticed those little covered button needle minders. One of the coolest parts about Tara, is that she includes a really nice needle minder with every single one of her project bags. And talk about rad. Talk about a cool chick. Hey, Tara. By the way, I'm so excited. I found out that she's going to a retreat that I'm going to. And so I just am dying and cannot wait to meet her. Okay, you guys. Now, do you remember that I told you I started stitching in 1994? Well, back in the day, I bought so many things, and over the course of time, I don't know what happened to it all. Lost in moves. I think I gave some things to my mother-in-law, or my ex-mother-in-law. She's still my mother-in-law. And anyway, and I think that when she passed, I think my niece got a lot of the cross-stitching stuff, which I'm super delighted about. But anyway, there's one project that I regretted not keeping, and I had been like heartbreaking over it. And then a couple years ago, Kathleen from Situation Normal showed it on her video, and I was like, ding, ding, ding. That is my unicorn chart. FYI. She found it at a thrift store for like $1.50, or something just ridiculously inexpensive like that. And I was DM'd her right away. I said, oh my gosh, if you start that, I'll start it with you. I need to find it. So I got right on eBay and paid probably a little more than I should have for it, but that's okay because I got it. And what I'm talking about is The Little Women by Michael Jolly. And I think that this is like circa 1995, I want to say. So I bought it when it was out and available at the time. And then subsequently somehow got rid of it. Look at how beautiful those ladies are. Talk about the ultimate pretty ladies. Am I right? Or fancy ladies. Look at them. And I mean, who does not love Little Women? So pretty. They're just so beautiful. Anyway, hi Kathleen, by the way. So she's been working on it very diligently over the last couple years, and I think I worked on it once or twice, and it was a birthday start for her 2 or 3 years ago, and 2 years ago, I don't know. But I started it promptly, but then I got a lot of nice work done over my time with it during the WIPGO stint. I got Joe mostly. Oops. Sorry about the lighting, guys. Let me see if I can do a little something here. Mostly got Joe going on here. And part of that wisteria vine. There we go. Oh, boy, you'd think that you get the directions. Isn't she cute? Oh, she's beautiful. I even did the back stitching because I was just dying to see that lovely face of hers. She's so beautiful. Oh, and you guys, this is a really large project, so I'll just do a quick stand up to kind of show you how big this is. So it's gonna be a big one. I mean, the fabric's a little bit big, but still gonna be a big, grand, beautiful, beautiful piece. And I forget what I'm stitching it on, um, but I bought a half yard to work it to make sure I had enough. It's, I think, 28 count linen, most likely. And I actually have all the DMC. It takes a lot of DMCs, so I've got it in its own floss box. And there's even some beads and some Kreinik also. Okay, I know I said I wouldn't show too many project bags, but I want to show you one that my mom made. When I told her I was getting just super into the whole project bag business, I told her about it, and she's like, I'll make you one. And she made me several. And I think you're going to see, I think this might be the only one that you see today. If there's another one, I'll show it. But how cute is this? It's the bicycle with apples. And then when she had it quilted, can you see the apple motif on the quilting on the back? How beautiful is that? I don't even know if she knows how much I love apple season and autumn and like going and picking apples at the apple orchard, but this is just like not a big bicyclist. I'm the girl that you see falling off of the bike and you're just like, whoa, that had to hurt. Yeah, it does hurt, just in case you didn't know. I don't bike. I have terrible balance, which is why I have Liberty. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I showed off that beautiful bag. All right, so next we're almost through the ones that have already been called to date. The next gift I'm working on is one for my dad. We're Catholic, so I knew that O Marie by Reflet des Soies would be a perfect piece for him. I know it's very feminine looking, but he doesn't care. He's really excited about it. That's the antique on there. It's going to be a little hard to see my work when I show it to you because I chose to go with kind of a tone on tone linen here and with the flosses and linen. And it was definitely on purpose that I picked that. So this is 40 count in my little dove by XJU Design or XJude. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. Oh, look, you can see it pretty well. That's amazing. I'm using all of the called for silks. That's as far as I've gotten. This is another one that I spent 2 of my 10 days frogging. It was not happy. I actually had to put it down and I pulled out the other project that was with that month as well and then came back to it at the end. So I got its 10 days in, but I was pretty miserable about it. I love it though. It's worth it. It was me. It's not the design or the silk or anything like that. It's totally me. I was pretty tired and stressed out when I was working on this piece. And I have a hard time stitching on things that require concentration. This one definitely requires concentration on it, but it's so pretty. And once again, I am using the called for Vera Soie d'Alger, actually. And once again, bobbinated silk. Come get me, floss police. So many people are like, the only rule is you just put your floss through the holes in the fabric. I'm like, yeah, no rules. The only rule is you have fun. So if you have to put a project down like I had to on that one, you just got to do it, even if it is for WIPGO, right? I got to show this bag. Unicorns. 805 Stitcher. So pretty. Okay, you guys saw this one last week. This is Elizabeth Squirrel by the Scarlet Letter. And remember, this is a tapestry. This was originally a tapestry that was a footstool. Here's the original on the back. Scarlet Letter is the one that the designer who does the peacock, unicorn, and badger. You've probably seen a few people working on that. I know that Jen from Quirks and Stitches finished that this year. I did a middle start. Go. This is a full coverage piece. At first I was kind of like, oh, I didn't get that much done. And then I'm just like, oh my gosh, I got so much done. It's so full coverage. There's so much. So I really enjoyed this one. I kind of hated to put it away. It's a lot of stitching, but it's in the color blocks, and I really like that. It's kind of relaxing. I might take this to a retreat because I'll get some good work on it, and why not? So this is Huntress by Bestitch Me, and it's 36 count linen, colorway Huntress. And I believe these are Avera Soie silks that I'm using with these, all called for. Liberty has stolen these on more than one occasion, and she's such a naughty girl. And I have to lay them and let them dry out a little bit. Very naughty. She gets a little jealous of Mama stitching. So that's why I take her and wear her out. Let's see, she's right there. Libby, you want to come say hi? Come here. Come say hi. Come here. We'll see if she gets a little bit more energetic. Okay, so the one I'm currently working on, which is one of this month's projects for WIPGO, Elizabeth Squirrel was for April, and I put in the full 10 days. And right now I'm working on Baby Yoda by Nikki Pattern, which is on Etsy. And this is a gift for my boy, 16. We share a love of Grogu. And he told me this morning he is also highly interested in Mando. That's right there, the Mandalorian. So, great. I guess I'll stitch Mandalorian too because, I mean, if your kid wants you to stitch something, you stitch it. He doesn't ask for much. Look how cute it is. Last week I only had a little bit of that ear. I think I had most of the ear. So I've got like his top, I don't know, left quadrant of his face, a little bit of his hooded little caftan or whatever his little outfit thing is. Isn't he cute? Oh, Grogu. I think that there's actually going to be enough room on this fabric for both Grogu and Mando, so no worries there. And this is on Bestitch Me 40 or 36 count linen and the colorway camo. This gives me a strong murky vibe. I've never actually had murky, but when I see murky on people's projects, to me it feels really darn close. It's a really cool piece of fabric. And I can see why people like stitching on murky. I don't know that you can find murky these days. And I don't know if this is a color that Brandy offers on her website, but you should definitely go check it out if you're a murky person, because I don't know. I could just be talking out my wazoo here because, like I said, I've never actually had my hands on a piece of murky fabric. Oh, and then these are the DMCs. And actually, it's the DMCs for Mando and Grogu. So I've got everything for the two of them, but I told him that it might be his wedding present by the time I'm done. And we've decided, well, he's going to decide, but my idea is to finish it as a pillow for Grogu because it's going to be kind of a substantial pillow, and he thought that would be nice. So, but I'll let him change his mind if he wants to. So, okay. So as you can see by the, we've had January, February, March, and April. So that's 8 projects that I've shown you already. And as you can see, it's pretty eclectic mix of things from there. But I'm going to show you one of my favorite projects now. So get ready. Get ready for some amazement. And this is actually one that several people are working on. And it's probably my favorite Hands Across the Sea sampler. It is my favorite. And that's Ann Thomas, 1854. And people are calling that bird Walter. And I can see why. I mean, Walter's a handsome name for a handsome bird. And I haven't read the story on the inside yet. So my guess is that there's probably something talking about him there. It's so beautiful. I did not elect to use the silks for this because there's a ton of colors on this. In fact, I even have a mini little floss box for it. Okay, and I am stitching this on 36 count vintage country mocha linen. Apparently 36 is my jam. I like 42. 40, comma, TOO, not 42, not the number 42. Okay. This is as far as I've gotten. Oops, there we go. That top left start cluster of roses. And that's a lot of confetti. This is a satisfying stitch in that I'm really going to love it when it's done, but not as satisfying in that a lot of color changes. And I don't mind it, but it's one of those that you kind of have to be in the mood for, and I need to be awake to do. It's not simple and easy when you have that level of commitment with floss changing. And let's not kid each other. There's mistakes in there, and I'm like, who's gonna know? So that's an area where I'll fudge and happily move along. Okay, so that was Ann Thomas. Oh, she's so pretty. So, so pretty. And I forget how old Anne was when she did it. I think it said it on there, but sometimes I really don't believe that these girls did this. It's really hard to believe that. I don't know why. I mean, they had, what else was there to do? It's not like they were sitting there, swiping their phones all day long. But, and their eyes, they could see the smallest, smallest things. Anyway. Okay, so number 3 on my WIPGO board is called Christmas in the Woods Stocking. It's by Stony Creek Collection, and my boy picked this out for his stocking. Let's see, we like animals in our house. So that stocking that says Nicholas is the one we're working on. And I started this a couple of years ago, and don't think I got that far. I spent a few days on it a couple of years ago. And I'm stitching this on 28 count Ren Lugana, which was interesting. So I've got a little bit of the deer going on here. And what we've got here, I don't even know. That's the nose. It's the deer laying down. Oops, sorry guys. Look at that little pin. Such a cute needle minder. I have no idea where I get my needle minders, you guys. I get them from so many people. So that's the deer's nose, snout, that black part there. And then the white is like his bearded little neck area. And then the brown to the side is kind of where he's laying. So not a whole lot done. It is just a start. I think I started this in December, like 2 years ago. So this right here is about where it's at. So I guess I did a center skirt. I wanted to do it right in the middle of the fabric because I just wanted to make sure there was enough fabric and I didn't want to screw around with margins on that. And I think it's just a fat quarter. And using all the called for flosses in DMC, and there's a couple weeks in there as well. And it's got its own floss box. So I'm actually really excited to work on the stocking. I have 2 stockings going, one for the boy and one for his dad. And so I am very excited to get some progress on those. And again, this might be like wedding gift status for them. Okay, so the next is one of my beads, which is Paris of My Dreams, a piece of art by Leonid, oh, what is his name? Leonid, hold on. Afromov. Leonid Afromov. Isn't that beautiful? I love all the color splotches. And I love Paris. He does Heaven and Earth designs. This will likely never be finished. And I'm not even trying to be like, woe is me. It's just that I like working on it as a process stitcher. It fills a certain need, but I definitely don't have a need to finish it. It just fills a little bit of a need for the working on it aspect. And if I do finish it, wow, that'll be pretty fabulous. I've got parked threads, so my apologies on it. I've got one full page finish and almost 1.5 pages finished. And this is, I think, 25 count. I want to say Lugana, Easy Grid. Isn't that pretty? And this is one of those charts that had the issue with the Haid where it was the wrong color that was called for, the wrong DMC, but it's so abstract. I don't care. I'm just going with it. And I had already put in hundreds of hours on it, so I'm like, I can't tell it's so abstract. I don't really care. And again, it's got its own floss box. So that is my Haid. I am excited to work on it. I only have a goal of 10 days. I'll probably only stand being able to do it for an hour each of those days, and that's totally fine with me. It'll be interesting. I will probably get about 100 stitches in a day at that rate. So it might actually take me a little bit more than an hour, but I'll probably just do a square of 100 on this particular project. Okay. Now the next project, oops, what am I doing here? Sorry. Okay, my next project is a fun one. I have several long dog samplers kitted up, but I only have one on the go currently right now, and that is this one, which is the Pilgrim. I fell in love with this. It's the crow. Look how pretty that is. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. And you don't even know what is in here until you start stitching it. That's the crazy thing. And I'm not even that far on it, so I haven't even gotten many animals at all yet on it. Not sure how much time I've spent on it. Um, but I'm stitching it in Wavy Navy by Classic Colorworks. So I've got a bag of a ton of skeins of that, and then I'm doing the contrasting back stitch in Weeks linen for the white thread. And then this is the Wavy Navy. Let me put it up. This is such a beautiful blue. It's so beautiful. Lots of light and dark variegation in that. Okay. I don't know the color of fabric that I'm stitching on. It didn't come marked, and I bought it so long ago, I just don't know. But I don't think I have a full page finish yet on it. And I think this is 32 count linen, but that's as far as I've gotten so far. I'm really looking forward to picking this back up. This is actually a candidate for when I finish my One Nation flag. I might pick this up to work on every weekend after that. So I love it so much. Variegation is so pretty. Just cannot wait to get more into this. It's funny because even though I'm a process stitcher, you see these and you're just like, oh, I just want that back in my life right now. Because this is so fun to stitch. And it's been a long, I don't think I stitched it at all last year. So I went a whole year in between stitching. So I'm very excited. And I hope it's fall for May because that will mean I get to work on it next month. Okay, so let's see. Okay, my next one is an ink circle project. Move these down here. And this is ink Tapestry by Ink Circles. Isn't that exquisite? Those colors. Oh, gosh. So beautiful. So beautiful. All right, let me show you what I've got here. You're going to be so impressed at my start. It's huge. It's not huge. It was one day. It was a one-day start during Mania. But you get a nice close-up of the Henry VIII needle minder there too. So this is just being stitched on one of my favorite linens, which is 40 count platinum Zweigart. I love platinum. I think that it is one of the most brilliant neutrals and usually able to find it. And I gotta show you the colors. It's all the called fors. And I was having just a conniption because it was impossible to find Brethren Blue when I was kitting this up originally, but I finally got my hands on it. I had a sub in case I needed to start it without the Brethren Blue, but I'm really glad that I didn't have to sub it because it's a gorgeous color. And look at these. Oh, look at that pink. Those oranges, pinks. I mean, it's a veritable rainbow of dusty, beautiful autumn colors. So this is one of those that just feeds my soul with the colors when I'm working on it, and really looking forward to this one being called as well. I mean, I'm looking forward to all of them being called. Maybe not the hates, just the others, but even that, I'll be excited to work on it. Okay, the next one. Did I tell you I like literature? You may have noticed through some of the needle minders. Um, and I do love the Bronte Sisters. So I got the Brontes Kit by Bothy Threads. And so it's got Charlotte, Emily, and Anne and their works, little vignettes from their works. Now, this is one where if you're not a fan of the backstitch, you're not going to be a fan of this project. But I don't mind the backstitch. And this was a kit, and I am using all of the called for kit stuff. And this is as far as I've gotten. I've gotten the first row. I've gotten Charlotte's Jane Eyre and Villette. Oops, come on, Light. Come on. Come on, help Mom out here. What a jerk, Light. There we go. Is that better? Isn't that pretty? On my Instagram, I did a photo of, I think, the guy and the horse, Mr. Rochester, before the or the back stitching, so you could just see the difference between the with and the without. And they've got total Popeye arms and man hands, which makes me laugh. I love this project. I forgot how much I liked it. And then it came with floss on a card, and it's all DMC, and look at that rat's nest. Hey, it's all good for the loop method, though. I love me a loop method start on Ada. I really like that project. So goofy. And again, the man hands on the characters. I'm just like, every time I'm like, I reread Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights quite often. I don't know why. I just like those two books. And, it's kind of fun to picture the women with like the. All right. Next project is Patchwork Pumpkin, that is out of the Winds of Autumn book by Blackberry Designs. In my opinion, this book, literally, I want to stitch every single thing in this book. Every single one. So I decided to start with the Patchwork Pumpkin, and let me see if I can find it. Is that it? No. Page 36. Don't you love a table of contents? This is right here. Okay, so the quilt stars inside that giant pumpkin, the bricks on that house, but the dainty florals are really what's getting me with this one. Oh, so beautiful. Look at that. And of course, the rich autumny colors. I love it so much. Okay. I don't even remember how far I've gotten on this. It's been a while since I've stitched it. And let's see. I'm stitching this on Baby's Breath Linen by Weeks. And it's the old Weeks, and that's okay. I don't mind the old Weeks. And not a lot done. I think I must have only done 1 or 2 days on this. And I started with the border. And yes, the mama. Mama needs coffee. Mama always needs coffee, just FYI. Mama never not needs coffee. Never not, double negative. Remember I told you I like literature? Coffee, a book. I don't have time to read anymore. I mean, I suppose I could make time to read, but then when would I stitch? So, Audible. And let's see. You guys, I have this bagged up because I'm planning on doing the I think that Mighty Acorn next. So I'm not actually sure which. I have 2 bags of floss, so I don't know who belongs to who here. They look strikingly similar, so one of these is the floss packs, and I'm using all the call fors, and it looks like it's mostly gentle art on that. So I'm going to do Mighty Acorn on Peanut by V Stitch Me. That's what's in there. So let's see. This one I think is Mighty Acorn right here. Lots of people are working on that one. So pretty. Sometimes I want to kick myself for not starting that one first, but I did it during Mania and I wanted a small. And something about Blackbird that's a fun fact is that even though they're small in size, they're big in stitches. Small in size, big in stitch, and a lot of thread change in that one. But that's okay. I'm hoping to make a lot of good progress on that in 10 days though, so I might be lucky with that. Okay. The next one is in this gorgeous book. Look at that. William Morris, is that the author or the author, the artist that does these? Again, 805 Stitcher. I think that pattern is called the Strawberry Thief. I'm not sure though. Okay, so thank you, Elizabeth Ann from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for the inspiration on this one. The Visitor by Blackberry Rabbit, which is now Fox and Rabbit. I think they're consolidating all of their brands into the Fox and Rabbit brand. But I don't know if they have reprinted or anything like that. I don't really know the status because I bought this a couple years ago. But anyway. Apparently I have a thing for birds. I'm stitching this on a piece of fabric from a company that I'm not going to mention the name because for a couple of reasons. But this is as far as I've gotten. Oh, and it looks like I've lost my needle. Is it on the back side? Maybe it's in there. That's always disturbing if you lose a needle. I got a little bit of the bird done. I cannot wait to spend 10 days on this. Beautiful fabric, beautiful linen. It's 28 count. But yeah, I'm not, if I don't feel like I can back up a company, I don't want to say their names on there. But not to be weird. That just got weird. I just don't want to drag a company down because I personally did not have a good experience with their fabric and floss. But it's the business practice, not the quality of the linens or the flosses are beautiful. So it's a little too bad that things happened the way they happened, but I probably have said enough that many of you are probably like, oh, I think I know who you're talking about. There you go. Beautiful flosses. I think I'm using all the called for. So we've got DMC, Classic Colorworks, Gentle Art, and Weeks. I love it when designers use a medley of colors because, oh, there's so many to choose from. Why only limit yourself to one manufacturer, I say. And there's just so many beautiful colors out there. Okay, so alrighty. The next one is one that was from Just Cross Stitch magazine, November, December of 2011. And the designer is Marie Barber. And I have seen a lot of her work in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, but this is Red Birds. I told you I have a thing for birds. So between Walter and Ann Thomas, we got the Visitor, now we've got Red Birds. But how beautiful is that? It's so pretty. So pretty. And I'm stitching this on 28 count linen by the same company as the last one. So I'm not going to say it. I'm so sorry. It's beautiful fabric. Oh, goodness me. And I'm missing the needle on this one too. Oh, shoot. That's, again, disturbing. We've got some of the foliage in. Oops. Hold on. Hold the phone. I need to become a little bit more professional. There we go. So pretty. A leaf and the berries. I think that this brown is the start of the, where is it? Goodness, I don't even know what this is. I think the brown is part of cardinal. I think it's part of the female's cardinal head. Is this it? I don't know. Anyway, again, this is a lot of confetti, a lot of color changes, but it's so pretty. I can't wait to be done with that one, but that's not going to happen for a very long time. And I'm using, again, all of the cloth for DMC, and it's in a box labeled Red Birds, just in case I misplace it. I don't see the needle in the bag. Row. It'll be okay. Looks like we're at an hour and 5 minutes. I knew this would take a long time, so we probably won't do too much in the way of haul, but there's only a few more projects left. And the next one is a really great one, and I haven't seen anybody else stitching it. Doesn't mean they're not, I just haven't seen it. So this is the Prairie Schooler. Adam names the creatures. Let's see, come on. Book number 31. Love me an Adam and Eve sampler. I have several in my collection. Yeah, this is book number 31 and cardstock. So I feel pretty excited I got a cardstock version of it. I am stitching this on Color and Cotton. The colorway is Camelot. It's a lovely gray color. And this is kind of an unusual color palette for Prairie Schooler. It's really soft, like greens and peaches. And it's just really beautiful. So that's all I've got. I don't know what that animal is right there. I have no idea. Very indistinct. It looks like some kind of like ferret or something. I don't know. Weasel. I love the Color and Cotton fabric. It is such a pleasure to stitch on. And I'm using all the Color for DMCs. And this is a color palette that is just really right up my alley. It kind of reminds me of the Ink Circles Tapestry palette. Bobbinated. So pretty, so pretty. That one doesn't, I think I only spent one, maybe 2 days on that. And that was a Mania start, I believe, from last year. I did a full Mania last year where I did a new start every single day last Mania. It was fun. I'm glad I did it, but I will not be doing that this year. In fact, I don't think I have any Mania plans for this year. Do you? And if so, what are they? I'd love to know. Okay, the next one is Keisha Smith. That looks like Cece Smith, the Dutch sampler. Wait, that's not even the main page. But I heard from Brenda, the sampler stitcher, who heard from Jacob, who's actually Dutch, that you pronounce it Keisha, not Cece. This is it. Keisha Smith by the Scarlet House, who, in my opinion, is a designer who can absolutely do no wrong. This is so beautiful and such a joy to work on. I love the jewel tones of the stuff, and I'm about a quarter of the way through with this one. Well, maybe more than a quarter. Could it be halfway? I don't think it's quite halfway. But won't it be neat to have a finish on this during WIPGO? Those colors. They're so vibrant. I don't know if you can tell in this stupid light here. Just that. There we go. There we go. So pretty. Wreath. Look at that little teeny tiny doggy. Look at that little puppy dog. Little puppy dog. The happy tail. So pretty. I love working on this one. I hate putting it away every time I do. But I always put away my projects, leaving me wanting more. Because it makes me a little more excited to get back to them the next time. And the flosses. I do believe I made some subs on this. I used the weeks. I subbed out Color and Cotton Prussian Blue for Gentle Art Freedom. I feel like it's a very nice substitute. Otherwise, I think everything else is called for. That might be the only sub. I think that's the only sub. I like it when there's only a few flosses. But again, I like it. I mean, and when I said jewel tone, I mean like muted jewel tones. It's not like vibrant purple, topaz, emerald, ruby, you know, stuff like that. But okay. But I mean, green with envy is it's pretty vibrant green. I just feel like they're not like common sampler colors. But, you know, it's not like I'm like the sampler pro that has stitched every single sampler in this world, because that is absolutely not the case. Alrighty. Next is a Hade. Or is it a Hade or is it another full coverage company? I'm not sure. I have the it's by Artisy. And my apologies, I do not have a color printout of this. But I started this during Mania last week. This is based off of the artwork by Gustav Klimt. This is Imagine Oranges and just very rich colors. And I love this one. This one gives me sadness. But I'm stitching it in honor of personal reasons for it. Being a mother was the one thing I always wanted and just never quite was able to do. That's all I got though, only 200 stitches. All confetti though, look at that. So I'm looking forward, even though this is a full coverage, I'm looking forward to working on it. And this is a 16 count white and gray Ada. Easy grid. I wanted to try Ada this time. And lots of colors. So lots of oranges and blues. Very bright, beautiful, beautiful things. I'm sorry I don't have a color printout. Maybe by the time I bring this out to actually stitch on, I will have figured out editing or something by then. I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises on that, because if I did, then I would have edited this one to edit out a few comments. Anyway, you get the wrong way? Okay, next. And there's only 4 more, guys. 4 more. We're getting there. I actually love a whip parade, so hopefully you do too. I would like to thank the United States Postal Service for delivering this crumpled up, look at this, crumple. Look at that. It was wet. The envelope was ripped open. I don't, just can't. I mean, I'm sure that it wasn't anybody that was like, oh, I'm going to wreck this person's envelope. I mean, it was probably an accident, but I mean, it's Blackbird, people. It's Blackbird. You don't do that. It's just sacrilege. But this is coming to my garden, my Blackbird designs. Because Brenda and Laura tell me to buy all the Blackbird. I do. And this is going to really disappoint you. the start on this. This was a mania start. Boom. Top of the border though, corner to corner, width of the fabric right there. Hey, at least I got it all done. Again, so this is 36 count platinum. One of my faves. And definitely looking forward to getting back to this one. And then this is like dusty pastels. I love seeing them when they're all swirled like that. I'm pretty sure. Okay, nope. I'm pretty sure I used all the called for, but I'm a liar. So I don't know if you guys have been able to find Week's Oscar lately, but I haven't. So I'm substituting Oscar for kudzu or kudzu. I don't know what that means. I think that might be the only sub. Otherwise, everything else is, yeah, everything else is called for. I feel like that kudzu is a good sub for the Oscar. I don't know. We'll find out. But it looks like it goes well. So I'm taking it. Really looking forward to this one. I mean, those little birds and that little pink house. And that floral border. I'm really going to enjoy my 10 days with that. In some ways, I love doing some of these for 10 days, and then others I'm like, I'm ready to be done. Um, and I haven't just, I mean, I think I'm going to do WIPGO next year. I might change my goals to 5 days because I have so many whips that I want to be working on, and I feel like, I'm being honest, 10 days feels like quite a lot of time to spend, and then I'm not able to spend as much time on other whips that I'd like to. All right. I am a huge, huge Karen Kluba Rosewood Manor fan. Halloween quilt sampler. I saw one of the Sunshine Stitchers working on this one. I think it might be Sheila. Not sure. I can't remember, and I'm sorry, you guys, if not, if you're watching, my apologies if I can't remember. This one, the blackwork, the acorn, and leaf, oak leaves or whatever that is, those called to me on this one, and the colors, and it's Halloween, and it's quilts, and my mom's a quilter, so I love it. Oh God, I love this one so much. I love everything by Rosewood Man. I really do. So I'm using, picture this plus 32 count gingerbread for this, which is a gorgeous fabric. And this was a mania start, so I didn't get a whole lot done. I would have liked to have gotten more done on that. Just the top left corner. So pretty. Gosh, it's beautiful fabric. I keep hearing people kind of bagging on the picture this plus fabrics lately with the tightness, and it is tight, so I get that. The little holes in they do a little shrinkage, I guess, when they do it, but I still like them. I like the picture this plus fabrics. I mean, I don't think anybody's complaining about the beauty of them. It's just hard on the eyes. And like I said, I get that. So very beautiful color palette here. Very autumny. This is one that tempts me to just dig in and just not stop and get the finish on it. Being a process stitcher, that's saying a lot. And then this one also comes with a little spider charm. I am not afraid of spiders. I don't love them. It's not like I'd marry one, for example, and especially since I have 2 bites by them. And spiders in the Pacific Northwest are not for the faint of heart. So if you're not a spider lover, you would not want to live here. They're huge. When I lived in Minnesota, there was no spiders. And when I lived, I'm sure there's big ones in Texas, but I never saw them when I went to college in Texas. But out here, yeah. I captured one time because I can't kill them. And if they're in my house, I don't want them in my house, but they live there and they're just house spiders. And I assume there's a million more of them. So I've tried to be at peace with them. So again, not afraid of them, but it's a little uneasy. And I think you see why. Obviously, some jerk of a spider was not invited into my bed. Please. Like I need some kind of little predatory little eight-legged freak in bed with me. That's just creepy. And Liberty was probably staying with Trax, so she wasn't even there to protect me. Speaking of Liberty, look at this. This is called Liberty Lane. That's so funny. I was just thinking there's so many things that say Liberty on them in the cross-stitch patriotic world, and I'm like, I need all of them. This one's so pretty. Abby Rose Designs. I'm like, oh, this is kind of small. It will take no time at all. Well, guess what? It takes a lot of time, as all things do. It takes way more time than I think, but I feel like I've got a significant progress on it. And I don't know what the fabric is, but I know it's weeks, and I can tell by how it feels, and it's old weeks. Liberty Inn. How pretty is that little inn? Oh God, I loved stitching that. I love stitching the flag. I love stitching the border on this. I love stitching on this. I'm hoping I can finish this during my 10-day stint with it. So pretty. So pretty. I love the floss. I am stitching it on called for classic colorworks weeks, and I think there's gentle art. Yeah, again, I love it when designers use all the floss. And it's not your typical patriotic palette, which I love. I love that it's not typical. So pretty. So pretty. Okay. I don't know if I'll finish it in 10 days. But the house, I mean, that's a lot of stitching. Trying to think and see when I look at this. So but I still have to do that whole white house, all the border and all that. I don't know. I don't know if I can get that done in 10 days. And I don't think I'm going to make it into a pillow. I think I'm going to frame it. I don't know. Let's be honest. It's going to go in that new bed. That's where they all go. I say I'm going to finish them and frame them. I never do. Okay. Final WIPGO project. It's another stocking. And it's for Trax's dad, who's partner in crime, though we are not a couple anymore, but we do still love each other and spend time together. It's complicated. Anyway, I'm doing this for him. It's the Santa train. Look at that cute little Santa. Oh, hey, hello, Santa. And he's bringing all the Christmas trees. So it's by Stony Creek. And I'm stitching this on, looks like a Jobelin or something. What is this? It's 28 count antique white Lugana. And I did a center start on this one too. Just one of the train cars. Let's see. Silly light. So weird how some of the fabrics like make the light go crazy. I'll have a cafe mocha vodka Valium latte to go, please. Isn't that the best needle minder ever? I'm not even a drinker. you can see there's some shiny fabric or shiny floss in there. I didn't realize I had already gotten to some of the shiny stuff on this one. I'm really looking forward to getting back to these stockings. So, but really, I think that all my gifts that I'm working on, no, there's one I started for one of my other best friends, Becky, that was one of my Kit Go starts. Okay, so these are the specialty flosses. So I am using the rainbow blending threads in these, and then there's some Mill Hill beads and also a glass treasure. And then the DMCs are in their little box. We did it, guys. We did it. We made it through the WIPGO Whip Parade, and it's almost an hour and a half long in this video. So I'm not going to go through haul. My next video, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm trying to get Dyann to join with me so we could do a strictly Stitchy and Friend episode. And I want her to be my first friend. So we're going to maybe do a practice run and see how we vibe off of each other. And there's so many really fun duos out there that I think it would be fun to do that. And I think Dyann does too. I think she's down. But I wanted to tell you that I have a few special trips planned that I'm super excited about. And I'm reading my little notebook here. So I think in my last video, I mentioned that I'm so lucky and I'm going to the Farm Girl Dry Goods Retreat in Amana, Iowa next month. And so my mom is going to be flying out and meeting me after the retreat. And she and I are going to hit at least 3 quilty stitchy stores. So we're going up to the Country Sampler up in Spring Green, Wisconsin. And then we're going to drive down to Missouri and go to the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Missouri Star Quilt Company. She's a quilter, so we're going to do some quilting chit chat along the way, and I'm sure we'll hit a million other stops. I love the fabrics, so sometimes I even buy more fabric than she does, even though can't touch. I sewed when I was with her. She wants me to be a quilter, and we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so that's in Hamilton, Missouri, and then we're going to go to Quilter Station in Lee's Summit. And I know they have a retreat coming up in June, but I will not be attending that retreat, though I wish I could, because I know some very lovely people who I really enjoy being around. And I won't say names because they may not want people to know that they're going. So, but anyway, I wish I was going so I could see them. And then Memorial Day weekend, I just found out I'm going to be taking my boy down to see some of his family down in Portland area. So that means I'm going to go to Acorns and Threads, which is so exciting. And so, there's a few people that I'm hoping I can meet up with down there. So I'll try to reach out between now and then. But I know Memorial Day weekend is a busy weekend. But if you're in the area and want to meet up, I would love it. And then speaking of Acorns and Threads, I will be going to the retreat, their Pacific Northwest Summit in September. I'm so excited. It's I think it's September 23rd through the 25th, something like that. A few people have already announced their attendance on Instagram. So there's some people I'm really looking forward to meeting in person that I've touched base with often. And so, Olivia, are you going? It might be our first time to meet. Let's see here. But if you're going to that retreat or Farm Girl Dry Goods retreat in Amana, somebody already reached out to me on Instagram, and I'm super excited to meet up with her. And it's both of our first time at that retreat, so that'll be great. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to it. I just think they're so fun. It's outstanding, and I love making stitchy friends. Okay, well, it's been an hour and a half, and I feel like that's a really long video. So Anyway, thank you so much for if you sat through the whole WIP parade. And if you're stitching any of the same projects I'm stitching, let me know down below. And maybe shoot me a picture of it because I love seeing what people are working on. In fact, if you're working on anything that you want me to see or whatever, I'd love to see it. So thank you again for all your comments. And you guys have a really great rest of your weekend. Bye.